Yeah, as promised, I'm going to take you through just a couple of key frameworks. I'm going to focus in a little bit on the VSME here, because it is embedded directly into the platform, and it's a really, really useful framework for kind of springboarding you to any of the other certifications or frameworks you see on the screen here. So I'll start with the VSME. The VSME are exactly what they sound like. They're voluntary. The voluntary standards for SMEs. They were written in tandem with the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive from the EU, and they were created with a pretty impressive stakeholder engagement program. They brought together businesses, government entities, larger companies who are going to be needing the information for their own reporting, financial institutions, investors, and just pretty much anyone you can think of that would be needing to pull together or to utilize sustainability information was included in this stakeholder engagement process, which I think is really cool. So this framework is broken down into a basic module, which, as it sounds, is all the key kind of foundational sustainability data points that you might need to communicate to your investors, to your larger customers, or even potentially publicly to talk about your sustainability in a substantiated way. And then there's a comprehensive module, which if you are a company with more than 10 employees, you should be, if you're looking at the VSME, you should be aiming to do that comprehensive module as well, because it just allows you to do a little bit of a deeper dive into your overall sustainability. So within the platform, you will see the VSME in some of those initiatives that we showed you in the strategy section. Don't be afraid of it. It is just a framework to help you organize some specific data points. And there's a little green question mark next to it that has a guide about exactly what you might put into those sections. So the VSME, kind of all these baseline data points will help you be ready for something like an EcoVadis certification or a B Corp certification or filling out a SEDEX form that you might get from one of your bigger companies. Right now, we're really seeing EcoVadis very often, kind of across the globe, as something that businesses are asking for. Um, but the really, really good news here is that they're all kind of asking for similar information. So if you take some time to pull together your data, like Donal explained on the platform, you will be much better prepared to answer these questions, whether they come through EcoVadis, the VSME format, or another format. We are hoping that the VSME kind of becomes the standardized framework for people asking questions about sustainability, and this hopefully will be true in the EU and beyond the EU. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, it's actually in the new omnibus proposal, well, approved omnibus, I suppose, from the EU, that there's a value chain cap that businesses reporting on that corporate sustainability reporting directive actually can't ask you for more than what's in the VSME when they're trying to do their CSRD reporting. So that in and of itself will make the VSME more important. But at the end of the day, the VSME really does cover everything that they would need to know. So it is easier for them and easier for you to have that framework ready. We've compared it to other reporting frameworks around the world, including the new frameworks that are coming out of India, the upcoming UK sustainability reporting standards, and for people in the supply chain of reporters, the VSME is still really, really useful. So you will see that around the platform, and I wanted to make sure that you know what it is, but we find it very useful. And again, just to reiterate, all of these frameworks do overlap, so it's not like you're going to be doing them each separately. Getting all your information together on the platform is always going to be helpful, regardless of what framework you're asked for by your customers. I'm going to hand it back to Donal now, actually, speaking of communicating and potentially sharing information with your customers. He's going to take you through a bit related to that.
Excellent. Thanks, Erin. Yes, so what we really want to talk to you today and around this part of the webinar is around using your sustainability data. And like I said at the very beginning, we want to make sustainability practical and value driven for businesses. So The best way that we found to do that was linking it or helping businesses link it directly with their sales and their marketing. They can then see quantifiable sort of outputs. So for us, two main benefits of sustainability: one, adding value to your business, and then on the other side, reducing costs or increasing efficiencies, or reducing that risk around your business. So we really focus in on that, adding value through sales and marketing. I'm going to jump into the platform now and show you how you can easily get this together and easily have a shareable sustainability roadmap and strategy, and that you can start using for your business literally within a couple of sessions on the platform. So, we've gone through the strategy, we've audited our business, we know what we're doing, we know what we're not. We've gone into actions, we've invited our team members, we've started pulling in data, adding supporting documentation. This supporting documentation is really, really key now because, like Aaron said earlier, it's not just enough to say what you're doing. You need to be able to prove it and show your customers or stakeholders or whoever you're sharing that data with that you're actually doing what you say that you're doing. This brings us to the public webpage side. So on the platform, there's two main avenues of communication. One is outwardly facing. This is your public webpage. And just to be really clear here, because we get asked this question a lot by customers, not everything is going to go on the public webpage. As you upload information on the platform, some of that's going to be sensitive, some of it's going to be just not relevant to public communications. Some of it is literally just for storage that you want to work with with your team. So the public webpage, think of this as a window to have a concise version of your sustainability strategy with all of the data that you're comfortable with sharing. For us, we designed it to solve the challenge of, we've seen businesses talking about sustainability, as a broad paragraph on their website, but really broad and information and vague. Or otherwise, businesses had really detailed and overcomplicated sustainability reports or impact reports that customers or the general public just would not read. So we wanted to create a web page that was engaging, easy to share, but also was robust and had all of the information that you wanted to include there and showed the length and breadth of all of the good work that you're doing as a business. So really quickly, when you come in here, the web page is not live. So there's a number of checks and balances to make sure you're not sharing anything that you don't want to share. So firstly, the web page is private. And as you come in here, you'll see this will be blank. Your business name will be filled in through the onboarding process. And you're going to make this bespoke. This is going to be your web page and talking about your business with your branding. So first of all, organization description. We can just take something maybe from your website, really simple, and you can amend this and edit this as you go and pop it in here. Then we can have your own organizational slug, so you can create that whatever way you want to use it. Then upload your logo really simply. You'll have that saved. And then your banner. So we want to, again, as you're sharing this web page, we want to make this yours. You will be able to design this in Canva. That's what we use. We're happy to help or advise on that. If you have any YouTube videos, pop them in here as well. So just save that. And then it starts turning into your page. If you have a vision, we work with businesses on this all the time. So we have a draft one in there. You can use that. We can just save that for the time being. And we'll make this public. If you have any sustainability accreditations or certificates, I'll show you our page in a second, but we've uploaded our B Corp certification. We're working with a company called Cloud Forest around supporting them on environmental initiatives. We've got Guaranteed Irish up there, so there's lots of different. We'll be able to upload a Techies Go Green badge, obviously, as well. So you'll see what we've done, and you'll be able to upload if there's any ISOs or any certifications, you can pop them in here. Any initiatives, if there's blogs or short stories, we'll always say, look, if you're working with a charity, doing something cool around your energy use, pop it in here and just write a short blog, share that on your social, and then that's coming back to your public webpage. It's just helping you and your business with communications to tell that story and to really, I suppose, just hone in on some specific things that make it different and make it bespoke to you. We've integrated the Sustainable Development Goals from the UN. We think they're a great framework globally. If you're working with any larger clients, any multinationals, they're certainly going to be leaning towards the UN SDGs, and it helps you align with them. So again, maybe even Aaron talked about data requests. In some cases, maybe they haven't asked you for any data yet. You can front or lead with this and share your sustainability roadmap on your web page and say, hey, by the way, this is what we're doing in sustainability, to maybe even just make you a preferred supplier before you're even asked for this information. I think that's always a nice thing to be able to do. When you come in here, any commitment that you confirm in strategy will be added immediately to your public web page. It will be not public. So again, you decide what you want to make public or not. You're in full control over all of this. So we'll make all of these public for the minute. Any additional details or supporting documentation that you popped in here will all be visible. So you'll have all of this here as well. So again, you have full control over how this works. The web page itself, you can share it in two ways. One, it's a URL that we host. We've seen our customers using this in their in a customer newsletter, in a social media post. It's a link, and again, it's this one pager that will go through everything that you're doing. And then the more you add in here, the more you're building up, and the more you're telling your story. So again, if we jump in here, we can see, like what Aaron said as well, around sharing the additional details. It's more like sharing your proof points, sharing additional details, so people know and can see what you're doing. But if you're sharing this just with customers, if you're B2C, it's a really nice page just to share automatically. You can then also download our digital badge, pop that on your website, or you can embed the web page on your own website. So one of our customers, the Mill Enterprise Centre, we've worked with them on their strategy. When we look at what they do, they've added this to their sustainability section. Then we're clicking through here. This is an embed in iframe. So you literally just copy the code, put it in the back end of your website, and this will update automatically. So they've topped and tailed this with their own information. And then as they're going through this, you're seeing everything they're doing around sustainability. They are a co-working hub. They've used this for, talking to Enterprise Ireland around different funding initiatives. So they've actually put this to work really, really quickly and are using it even for communicating to new members around that they are a sustainable business and a sustainable place to work. That's the public webpage. Again, it's really versatile, helps you communicate what you're doing, get your message across really, really quickly. And then the other side is reports. And this is maybe more detailed, more bespoke reports where you can actually, all of the information that you've uploaded to the platform, you can then decide if you're working with, let's say, Coca-Cola or Google or whoever it might be, and they've asked you for 3 or 4 specific things. You can choose these on the platform. Anything that you, in terms of supporting documentation, anything you've uploaded here, you can also choose to add that to your report as a proof point or supporting documentation. So what we want to do here is give you the power that if you're asked for any of this information, you know where it is straight away, and you can download it at the click of a button. You can download this in a PDF, in a Word document. For the Techies Go Green starter plan for this free account, it'll be really around these top 3. The VSME, if you upgrade, you have full access to all the VSME data points and you can start building that out. But it's really, you can download your activity report for whatever information you've uploaded. Then just to quickly share as well, I'm going to jump back in the presentation for a second. But when we talk, and I'll talk about the full platform, when you do upgrade, you'll unlock all of these advancing and continuously improving impact areas. We also have a toggle for full VSME. So we've got a full VSME report creator that you can start inputting those data points. If you want additional help, we work with businesses on that on a one-to-one basis. So happy to talk you through that as well. Also, just one final thing, on the platform, you'll see lots of really informative, helpful videos from Aaron, like 90-second to 3-minute bite-sized educational videos. We've also got downloadable guides for everything that we've included on the platform. So if you are building your green team and you want to onboard someone, this serves as a training tool as well. They can come in here, click through each of the impact areas that they need to work on, and there's going to be a video and a downloadable guide for each one. We've also then got instructions for everything on the platform for every page that you're going to land on. So I think as you come on board, there's a lot of self-serve instructions here. It's very intuitive, and you should be able to get through it yourself. But like I said, we will be offering those 30-minute onboarding calls to businesses also.